So they're going to spend, if they sign him to a $10 million contract, I can't wait to see the numbers. Would they, watch this. They're going to spend $13 million. Xander, check and see if they signed Barkley. Terrible sign. Dumb move. So it's a dumb move. Dumb move. Dumb. Dumb move. For a guy that never lived up to being the second pick and was not productive in New York. Here. He hasn't been productive in 3 years. And you got priorities at safety, and you got priorities at corner and linebacker and depth all across your O-line and also in your defensive tackle. Sorry, I am not a fan of this. Here's what I say about it. The signing of Saquon Barkley is once again another indication that the Eagles panicked. Saquon Barkley never lived up to the second pick in the draft. He was overhyped, overrated, and the Giants even knew it by allowing him to walk out the building with nothing in return. He is an often injured player. He's a guy that's not reliable. He's a guy that's not durable. And to me, you had other priorities on your football team. At the end of the day, you signed a guy in name recognition only and not production. He's not been productive. If you look at his last 3 years, he's not been productive. You're trying to tell me Barkley was more of a need than a linebacker on that team after that defense got annihilated? And you're going to spend that kind of money on a running back and not put that assets or that equity towards a linebacker where you could have potentially signed Patrick Queen. Or you could have signed a guy at that level that could have helped your defense out immensely. Or even another edge rusher. That's a stupid-ass move by an organization that's panicking. That's a panic sign. That's a panic sign, in my opinion. Unbelievable. What a horrible sign. And what a horrible move by the Eagles. When the last 2 years you spent $3 million on two backs and two different backs to give you the same production, what's the point on giving Dickerson, Mulata, and Lane Johnson all that money and then turn around and pay a running back $10+ million? So dumb. They're once again showing you how unbalanced they are and their mentality from the owner down. It's a dumbass move. The Bryce Huff sign is a great sign. The Barkley sign is a terrible sign. Absolutely stupid. So many more holes to fill. And then now you're going to go into the draft. Okay? Khalid goes, this doesn't make sense. It doesn't. This makes no sense. You think Barkley's a better running back than Swift? Probably a bit. But you wouldn't want to have the continuity of bringing the guy back who was a Pro Bowler last year. Hey, Swift was the Pro Bowler, not Barkley. $12 million a year for a running back who's never healthy. John McMullen's going to join us at 3:30. I am not a fan of this. I mean, let's take a look at his numbers here. I like the Huff sign. I like the Huff sign. Saquon Barkley stats. Yeah, does Barkley play linebacker? So let's take a look at what he's done in his last 4 years. And let's see if he is productive. 962. Here's the last 4 years of Saquon Barkley. How about this one, Xander? Everyone, you're paying $12 million for this. 962, 1312, 593, and 34 yards. That's 12 million bucks. How do you see that? Where do you see $12 million? Where do you, how about this? Let's pretend you like to move. Is 962 yards in 14 games. 1312 in 16 games. 593 in 13 games. And 34 yards in 2 games. That's your last 4 years of football with Saquon Barkley. Is that worth $12 million? Or would you have rather paid that to and put some of that money towards Patrick Queen? Is that $12 million? And remember something. Giants made the playoffs last year. They weren't horrible last year. Look at this. Here's the particulars of the deal. Former Giants running back Saquon Barkley reached an agreement with the Eagles on a 3-year, $37.75 million contract that could end up being $46.75 and includes $26 million fully guaranteed at signing per source. Barkley now beats the franchise tag number and has a maximum average per salary of $15.83 million, which now he's the second highest paid running back in pro football. Why? So now you have a $15 million back, 2 $20 million tackles, a $20 million guard, a $15 million tight end, a $25 million wide receiver, and you sign Bryce Huff. And you're going to extend Devontae. So in 25, he's making 18. Are you ever going to do anything on defense? Or are you doing this all in the draft with your great brilliance? Okay? This is a shit sign. And guess what you're going to get? You are going to get everybody in Philly and the Philly media going crazy because you know why? They see the name and the marquee name. And yet places that win Super Bowls don't have marquee names. You have marquee guys at every freaking position on offense. And yet you are still 1-7. You think Barkley helps you off what you did a year ago? Absolutely pathetic to think that. This guy's going to make $15 million. And now get this. You have the second highest paid back, the highest paid guard, 2 of the highest paid tackles, and 1 of the highest paid quarterbacks. What more does Hurts need? Dude, the Dickerson extension is spectacular. The Huff sign is great. I mean, signing of Saquon Barkley. And then here's something, though, that I will give the organization kudos for. Here, Here's something I will give them kudos for. They're taking a swing. Okay? So if you guys are always accusing me of not being positive on stuff, even though I did say great things about Fletcher and the Huff sign, here's the one thing I will say. They're taking a swing. My only problem is you're taking a swing. You're taking a swing on the wrong side of the ball. See this kid down here? What's his name? Ice? He's talking about Jeffrey Simmons. No, unless you're talking about the kid in Tennessee, I don't want that old man guy from Denver. I don't want anybody in the building that's 31 and older. By the way, I see Kevin Baird signed a contract with Chicago, and he's now been picked up. At least they're taking a swing. I got it. And Eric goes, they're taking a swing at a knuckleball. I got it. I mean, how are we throwing haymakers on a guy who's not been productive in the last 4 years, but 1 year? One of the last 4 years, he's been productive. One. And boy, I'll tell you something. There is no question. Nakobe Dean and Zach Cunningham are starting for the Philadelphia Eagles in September when they go to Brazil. What a travesty that is. Holy cow. One guy's halfway okay, and the other guy's a bum. And you're going to go into an NFL season with that. Give me a break. Holy shit. Draft a linebacker? Good luck. You haven't drafted a linebacker that's been worth the shit in 20 years. Great. You signed a running back for $10 million. 15 million if he hits all his numbers. And that was a priority over linebacker and safety and depth on your defense? Why didn't you stay over on that side of the ball? Your defense was the train wreck last year, not your. Hey, I thought your offense was great talent. I thought your offense had all these great superstars on it. They're addressing the offense like it's a rebuild. What about the defense? Hey, Bryce Huff is not enough to turn that around, especially when you're shopping Sweat and Reddick. Five-win season with all that money. Oh, this, dear God, this could be the end finally of Howie Roseman. It has to be. It has to be. I think this Barkley sign is ridiculous. I completely think it's ridiculous. Okay? From Diane Rossini, Eagles are not done. Let's take a look at that. Let's see if one of these guys can land in Philadelphia. And as I showed you, Bryce Huff was my top guy. Okay? Xander, you got something you want to show us? You could pop it up there if you'd like. Okay, let's see here. Okay, here are guys that I wrote down that hopefully I like to see the Eagles land on. So we'll take Huff off the list. Okay? Hey, LJ, how do you say that guy's name from the Panthers that you've been in love with? Frankie Louvu? That linebacker? I have him as my number 2 guy. Okay? Is that how you say it, LJ? Louvu? The linebacker from the Panthers? Bobby Wagner's too old. I have no interest in that. Okay? I have no interest in that situation. And Barkley, because he's a Penn State guy. Congratulations to you. Thank you, Taylor. It's Louisville. 5-star thinks I'm overreacting of this Barkley signing. I'm overreacting because you overpaid. Yeah. Okay. I did have Barkley here, 3. Xavier McKinney, 4. I'd love for them to sign him. Safety, Giants. I brought him up last week. I thought he'd be a great sign. I thought the Giants were working on a contract with him. Andrew Van Ginkel, edge, Dolphins. Geno Stone, safety, Ravens. Devin White, linebacker. William Gay Jr. and Gardner Johnson, defensive back, Lions. Xander, is the word on McKinney? Did the Eagles sign Xavier McKinney, who I had 4 on this list? And if that's confirmed, that's, again, McKinney, safety, Huff, edge. Eagles signed Xavier McKinney. Okay. I want to see what the numbers are. He was around $8 million annually. And we brought him up last week as a potential guy on signing. Here's one thing I'll say. So the Giants allowed Bradbury out the building, and the Giants allowed now Xavier McKinney to walk out the building. I have to say that the New York Giants might be the worst front office in the National Football League. You let Barkley walk out the building with no compensation returned. Okay? You got nothing in return for Barkley. Now you get nothing in return for Xavier McKinney as you let him walk out the deal. Still confirming the numbers? Okay. They're spending money. Here, let's do this. The Huff McKinney sign, spectacular. The Barkley sign, awful. But they're addressing the defensive sign. Confirm the move. Still, one reported it. Others are saying it's not happened yet. Okay, that could just be getting it to the front office of the NFL on Park Avenue. So there's only one person reporting it right now, that McKinney has been signed. So we'll see how that, and we'll get more confirmation on that. It would be a great sign. They need now, if they could pull a linebacker off and they're worked on every level, I would say this to you. Hassan Reddick or Josh Sweat, one of those guys is not going to be back. And most likely it's Reddick. That's why they told Reddick. Big Sills, did we really sign McKinney? We're confirming it. Only one person has reported it as of now. Okay? Flexen, I agree. I think the signing of Barkley is a waste of money. Would you double dip for a linebacker in the second? Yeah, if I could get the kid Wilson from NC State, or if Cooper slides down in the second round, or even if I did this, I moved 22 and I went 22 out of the first round and I was at the top end of the first or the second round, that to me makes sense too. You're not going to get